It's another week in the kitchen. As we're approaching New Year's, I like to make certain traditional good luck recipes. This year I plan to make Hoppin John. For those of y'all in the north and in the west, Hoppin John is a southern recipe. It's unknown whether it's Cajun or where in the south it originated, but it is a good luck recipe, kind of a traditional black-eyed peas and rice type recipe. So I have my pan warming up and everything prepped and ready. So let me go ahead and get everything started here and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're starting off in a deep dish pan over medium-low heat. I'm going to take a ½ pound of bacon. We'll go ahead and throw that in. And as usual, since we're cooking on a cast iron, I use wooden spoons instead of metal. We'll go ahead and stir these around, break them up. You can use as much as you want. You can use a ham hock or salt fork or anything like that. I like to use bacon. Definitely use a smoked type bacon, maybe hickory or applewood. So we'll go ahead and render these down until they are crisp. And I'll cook them past the point. I'm not going to burn them, but I will cook them till they're pretty well dark. So we'll be back in a few moments. Okay, the bacon is about done. I went ahead and put a bag of success rice in the boil. You just want one bag of success rice. It's about a cup of cooked rice. You can use white rice, you can use yellow rice if you want. I usually like to do white rice with mine. So at the moment you leave everything in there, the bacon and the grease. Go ahead and throw in a pound of Nettles smoked sausage. Go ahead and let those simmer for about a minute in the grease. My pan likes to spin around a little bit. We'll go ahead and drop this temperature down to closer to low, just to slow things down a little bit. I'm going to cook these until the meat kind of darkens up a little bit. Go ahead and spread them out some. So what I have that goes in next here, it's a one medium-sized white onion, 4 stalks of celery, a large red bell pepper, 2 large chili peppers, and 4 cloves of garlic, all chopped. We'll go ahead and add that to this. And as usual, I like to get every little bit in there. You can use any bell pepper that you want. I just like to do red for the color. Also, when it comes to the chili pepper, you can use chili if you want, or you can do jalapeno, poblano, depending on your taste and heat. Go ahead and stir that around for a bit. You want to get these in there and simmer for about a minute or so, just to get the flavor in there. Some people put a little bit of vegetables in there. I like a lot of vegetables in mine. It just depends on your taste of doing this. Give that a good mix. Let that sit for a little while. What I'm going to do is let this simmer for a bit, covered, so they can sweat. And we will be back in a little while. Alright, now that we've sweated for a little bit, like I said, I don't like to add the seasoning at the start to make sure that it doesn't lose its flavor. I usually like to do my sweating before that. Just looking for my towel. So we sweated this down quite a bit. We'll go ahead and leave the lid off so it'll evaporate out some. But while it's doing that, we'll go ahead and add the seasoning now. What I do is a tablespoon of Italian seasoning, a tablespoon of Creole seasoning, and a teaspoon of smoked paprika. So we'll give that a good stir in. And like I said, we'll let this set uncovered for a moment to let the moisture evaporate off. We don't want to have too much moisture in this after I add the chicken stock. You can see that it's actually kind of cooked down about half. It's not as much in the pan right now as it was earlier. So like I said, you just want to kind of let the moisture evaporate off before you add the chicken stock. And that also lets the seasoning mingle in. So we'll be back in a bit. Alright, right now I have the rice off the side cooling for a moment. We'll put that in last, but right now I have 1 pound of black-eyed peas that have been soaked for about 4 hours or so. We'll go ahead and mix those in. Go ahead and give them a good stir. Give me a second, let me be able to grab the handle here. Very good fragrant smell coming off of this. Give them a good mix. Make sure you incorporate all the ingredients together here. And flatten it out. We are going to take 4 cups of chicken stock. Go ahead and pour that in there. A little bit of a spill there. Alexa, stop. That was a timer for my pans in the oven that were seasoning. So we'll let this come to a quick boil. I'll bring it up to medium heat until it starts bubbling. And once it starts bubbling, I will drop the temperature down to low, covered, and let it simmer for about 20 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on how much fluid is left in there. You want this to really thicken up and the beans or peas to break down. So we'll be back in about a half hour or so. Alright, so a half hour has gone by. Still quite a bit runny, so we'll go ahead and leave the lid off for about 20 minutes or so. Let it evaporate down. You don't want to lose too much moisture because you're about to throw the rice in there and it will soak up the rest. So give it about another 20 minutes here. It does look like it's almost in good shape here. I don't know if the microphone is picking that up on the camera or not, but it sounds like fireworks going off outside. This is not New Year's Eve night. This is the night before New Year's Eve. So we're going to let this sit for another 20 minutes uncovered, and we'll come back and take a look at it. We'll see you in a bit. Alright, so we've been simmering for about 20 minutes with the lid off. Looks like the beans are starting to soften up and break down, which is what we want. You don't want to get too mushy, but you do want the beans to kind of break down a little bit to get the starch in there. So a total of 30 minutes with the lid on, and then 20 minutes with the lid off. What we'll do now, a can of collard greens. Go ahead and stir those in. And at this point, you have a choice of either putting the rice in there to soak in the rest of the moisture, or you can serve the rice and then take a slotted spoon and serve this over the rice, which what I'm going to do is put the rice in there and let it soak up the moisture here. So we'll go ahead and add the rice here in a little bit. We'll go ahead and let that sit for a little while. So let me add the rice here and stir that in, and then we'll be back in a bit. So yeah, I ended up doing that off camera just in case I made a mess. I didn't want to record that. So, but yes, this thing is about full here. Pretty much a whole pot of Hoppin John, about ready to overflow there. So what I'm going to do is let this simmer again for another half hour and let that rice soak in everything. What I'll do is stir about every 10 minutes or so. Very well mixed here. So once it's all done, we will be back in a moment to show you the finished product, and then we'll bowl everything up and get some pictures, and we should be done by then. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Alright, about a half hour's gone by. Go ahead and give this a good mix. Still a little bit runny, but you can serve with a slide spoon. It should be fine. But that's about how we want it right there. You don't want it any more mushier than that. And like I said, you can serve it with a slide spoon, just let it drain. Or you can serve it with the juice, it's fine. But it's good with cornbread on the side. Put a little bit of hot sauce on it and it should be ready to go. So that's Hoppin John. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment. And if you make this, let me know how it turns out for you. And as always, until next time, have a great week and a great weekend and a happy new year. Bon appetit.